All right, I'm going to experiment with a short video here and talk about factoring. Um, so to talk about factoring, we first have to remember the distributive property, which says that if you have something, we'll call it A, it could be a number, it could be a variable, and that's getting multiplied by the parentheses B plus C. Then we can distribute or multiply through the parentheses, so we get A times B, and we also get A times C. For a numerical, an algebraic example, we could, for example, have 2x times x squared plus 3y. And when we multiply through, we take the 2x, and we multiply it by x squared, and we take the 2x, and we multiply it by the 3y, and then we can simplify this a little bit. 2 times x squared would be 2 times x squared is x cubed. This is 2 times x times 3 times y, and so we can because it's all multiplication, we can rearrange the order and get 2 times 3 is 6 times x times y. So this is the distributive property, multiplying through. Factoring is going to basically be using the distributive property backwards. So if we started with the A times B plus the A times C, it would be the process of identifying that A is a common factor in both terms. And so we factor out the A, leaving behind the B plus C. That is, it's exactly the same equation as this generic example up here. It's just the equation has been written in the reverse order. Since the distributive property is multiplication, factoring can be thought of as division. So we started with A times B, and we divided it by A, leaving us with just the B. We started with A times C, we divided it by A, leaving us with just the C. The number that we divided by is out here. Let's say we have 3x squared plus 6x. I notice that both of these terms are divisible by 3. So I'm going to factor out a 3. I see that both terms also have an x. So I'm going to factor out an x. So what happens to the 3x squared? The 3x squared is going to be divided by the 3x. The 6x is going to be divided by the 3x. In this first term, 3 divided by 3 is 1. so it goes away. X squared divided by x is just x. 6 divided by 3 is 2. X divided by x is 1, so it goes away. And here's the factored form. Now most people won't write in this middle step unless it's absolutely necessary. Notice that if we were to go the other direction and multiply through, we would take 3x, multiply it by the x, that would give us 3x squared. And we would take 3x and multiply it by 2. 3 times 2 is 6. We get 6x. And so we get back to the original. What that means is this is a correct factored form.